Champ, better late than never. You know what they say?
Hey, it is what it is, champ. Better be here. You know what I mean? They're not here, but look, give me a delay. That's all right.
How are we feeling?
We're allowed a grace period, right? First time.
Yeah. We're usually pretty sharp, aren't we?
Mm.
Coca-Cola, Coke Zero.
Champ, I didn't have time to make a tea. You know, I was just smashed dinner. Had some gnocchi. I was like, fuck, I'll have a tea later.
Time is of the essence, huh?
Exactly.
It's all happening. So,
I'll have a tea later.
Brother, we had the game. We had the game Friday. How are you feeling?
It's all happening. So, am I hearing an echo here?
Yeah, I fixed that. Don't worry, brother.
Oh, okay.
And that, it's in your head. It's in your head, man.
Fuck, man. Am I still rattled from the weekend? I'm not too sure. But what was your question again?
Yeah, I said we're a few days removed from that Friday night game, brother. How are we feeling?
Yeah, still depressed.
Yep.
Still a bit rattled. What can we salvage? I don't know. There was some positives, but man, we're up against it now, aren't we?
Sure are. I mean,
how are you feeling?
Hey, man, sometimes you just need a good night's rest to get over it a bit. Sure, it still hurts, but you wake up, man, and you just fucking get over it, man. Move on, and I reckon we'll make the 8. We'll still make the 8.
Yeah, big, huge game against Hawthorn, who got the win against Freo on the weekend. And hey, what's going on with Gold Coast? Still undefeated at the home ground. That's a massive issue.
They're still there, man. So who knows? Who knows where we'll find ourselves? Let's see who's in the chat. Tomo, how you going? Maddie, what's going on? Benny Parsons, as always, the man. Never in doubt, huh? Sullivan would have, if we had Sullivan, would have got the dub. Don't know about that, Tomo. How are we, Mello? Stephanos, what's going on? And under 19s game did have.
That was an interesting one. Did you see it? Did you watch it?
Bit of a frank call.
Yeah.
But they want to ruin the game. They want to ruin the game, man. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah, I felt like they lose. Oh, go on.
I was just going to say, yeah,
nice little emblem he's got there, champ.
Yeah, cold, guys, cold. Kev, big weekend, huh? Big weekend. You at the VFL? Did you go to the game against Geelong as well, Kev? And Tomo, on that note, brother, I think let's get in to the pie performers. Because
he's in it. He's in.
We're on. And I'm going straight away.
Bang. He's pulled him up straight away. Oh, my God. Let's go, champ.
Darcy. So you see Isaac Quaynor in the goal square on the weekend. And he's sending it to Jeremy Cameron. I go, okay. You use Isaac Quaynor to body check him, put some heaviness around him, and let Darcy intercept. Brother, we've got a 6'6" captain, all-Australian premiership player. And we've got Isaac Quaynor playing directly on Jeremy Cameron. That's how shot Darcy's confidence is and how little faith we have in our best defender, interceptor, in a crunch game on a Friday night. Darcy Moore. Okay? So he has his moments. Do you remember the first goal, brother? The first goal, he sort of lets his player get behind him. He anticipates the ball's going to get over the contest. It was never happening. It was always falling short. In that case, do you just take your man? Maybe. It doesn't happen. He still looks like a headless chook. Why are we not playing him forward at this point? Like, he's not going to find form in the back line. We're doing him a disservice now. You can't beat a dead horse. Get him into the forward line. I don't give a fuck who goes into the back line. I feel sorry for him at this point. I genuinely feel sorry for him. Just 110 meters gained, 8 disposals, 4 kicks, 1 intercept mark. I don't know what's happened to the man.
Yeah.
Can 2.5 jump in there?
2.5.
2.5 out of 10, man.
Jeez. I want to say, right, it didn't work. I've got him later on, so maybe we can segue straight into him afterwards. But
yeah, sure.
I knew IQ. I knew Darcy Moore was never going to play directly on Cameron. Like it just wasn't going to be a scenario. I backed him, Bruz, to back him in 6'2" versus 6'5", both athletic, strong. Kind of would be a good matchup for Cameron. But what I said as well, hey, if Cameron scores a couple goals, what do we have to lose by throwing Krueger back, who's also 6'5", explosive, has trained on Jeremy Cameron, so he knows his training traits just through training when he was trialed as a backman in Geelong. For me, that kind of just makes sense. What did we have to lose? You know what I mean? Even if it was for the last 10 minutes of the game while they were kind of getting on top of us, maybe break glass there and let that have a go. You know what I mean? But yeah, and also he was out of position, I think, as well for the second goal where he kind of left his man and was like 2 steps ahead and the ball sprawled over the back and went right over the top. And then
was that the goal I was talking about? It wasn't the first one.
Yeah, I think that was the second one. Yeah. But no, I know what you're saying, champ.
Yeah.
No, not a good performance. Need to stand up.
Need to stand up, man. And I've got a new design for Fly. He does make the pie performance today. So maybe we factored that decision by Fly and not making changes on the move. Jeremy Cameron didn't tear us apart, but he still kicked 3 goals, 3.
Yeah.
Isaac Quaynor did everything he could on the man. So, yeah. So I've got a 2.5 out of 10. I'm going to jot that down now. DM30 gets a 2.5 out of 10. I feel sorry for him at this point. All right. As you've requested, let's go into IQ.
Nice, champs. All right. Oh, that's much better photo. I know. I for some reason in my head I thought it was still that Frank photo of him, but that's a much better one. Well, it was a surprise. Like, were you surprised at the ground when you saw that was the matchup for IQ for the day on Jez?
Look, I'm not sure if you heard what Jeremy Cameron said, but if I'm in Jeremy Cameron's position, I'm respectfully,
I did.
Yeah,
I'm
respectfully licking my lips, but I'm also saying I understand it to a certain extent. I don't know. I still would have preferred Brayden Maynard on him out of anyone.
But that being said, champ, I reckon he did a pretty good job. All right, and I'm a defender. I've got a little bit of soft spot for a few things with this. All right, massively undersized compared to Cameron. He kept him no disposals, no touches, no nothing in the first quarter. The first goal Cameron scored was due to a block, right, which then freed up Frampton. They called the switch. Frampton was way too slow for Jezza, and they switched early, and then he scored his first goal there. So even though Cameron scored 3 goals, I would say that 1 goal is Frampton's fault, not IQ's fault, because they switched so early, and you could tell they were communicating in that sense. To hold him to 2 goals, right, when he's averaged 3.8 goals against us, kicked 7 goals the last time he played us. Yes, he had 3-3 and probably could have killed him, but some of those shots were hard tasks for him. I'm giving him just above average pass mark. I'm giving him a 6.5.
I'll give you a 6 because I do like that 1-on-1.
Can I also so I didn't even mention his stats. 17 disposals, which has been good for him. 7 intercept possessions, right? 6 contested ball gets, 4 ground ball gets as well. And also he took that very clutch intercept mark late in the game, which he has been down all year on. And that was a really good intercept mark on Cameron as well, late in the game. Just to jog your memory as well.
Yeah.
6.5, just slightly above.
I liked what he did defensively. I really did. I said I did watch that first half back. I don't know if I loved it. Look, hey, can you give me a 6? Just because I think what he does with the ball is still not good enough. And I thought there were times in that first half where he got caught running with the ball, a couple smothers when he went to try to kick it out inside 50. Can you give me a 6? You know what I mean? These ones, those ones?
6.1. 6.1.
All right.
Done. Lock it in, Eddie.
Nice. And while we're at it, let's introduce the polls to the chat. Isaac Quaynor. Here we go. Above 6 out of 10. And then we got below 6 out of 10. Because, brother, you know what I feel like? I feel like people in this chat, there's a few people or a lot of people who don't necessarily want to put their name in the chat, which is fine. But they don't mind doing a classic little poll. So I'll pop that up in the meanwhile. And I'll move on to... brother, you're giving me some good ones, brother. I'll tell you that much.
I know. Did I have Oleg?
Nah.
Oh, I've got him twice. That's my bad, champ.
That's
we'll both roast him.
All right. So, Oleg Markov. Frank's at the end of that first quarter, tries to switch the ball from one end to the other. Mate, it's time on in the first quarter. Fucking one wood, man. Down the wing. Long down the line. Send it.
We're gonna have to tag team this one because I thought I had him as well, champ.
Go. What have you got?
I'm sorry. That is the most retarded kick you can do in football. Read the situation, yeah? Fucking 20 seconds left. You get taught in under 14s, under 12s. I wouldn't even say under 9s. Just to slow the fucking ball down and kick it back down the line. Never kick. What did you learn in under 9s, champ? Never switch the ball across goal late in the game. What the fuck does he do? He switches it and it was the shittest kick. Oh, man, I was beside myself. Champ. I've just had a blow up, but that was the most fucking stupid thing you could have done. But go on.
My other grievances with Oleg, apart from the fact that he doesn't use the ball quite very well, he seems to try knock the ball on in dangerous parts of our ground, being our D50, rather than taking the ball, swallow it up, hold it in, take the tackle. He loves knocking it on. And he's fumbly. Like, again, I think for you to be an elite player in AFL, or an elite team, you can't fumble below the knees. He's a bit of a fumbler. Intercept marks aren't there. Did he take one? Let me double check. Did the man take an intercept mark? Does it really matter? Two. Fucking probably dump kicks anyways. It was probably there because it was fortunate. I'm going to give Oleg a 3 out of 10. What was your rating?
Yeah, champ, it was about I think I had 3 as well. You know, so I didn't like it. I didn't like
Manny. He's on a 1-year contract and playing like shit.
I know what you were saying as well. You texted me this. Did you say his running patterns were really poor as well when you're at the ground?
Nah.
Was that someone else, champ?
Perhaps. I might have to run it back, Jamie. Do you want to keep them busy while I double check for you?
Yeah, done. Yeah. Do you want me to go to the next player, champs?
Oh, yeah. You've got access, brother. Go on, man. Go on.
Oh, can I? Here we go. It's all happening now. It's all happening. I'm not as efficient as you are.
It's all alphabetical order, by the way.
Yeah, I just realized that then. Look at you, very organized. So we go to Brazzy here. Wow, this is probably the first game that I've seen of Brayden Maynard. Well, I didn't really love him, champ. Wasn't
I didn't see him.
Mate, was he even out there? Like, look, got 8 disposals for the day. 5 tackles, 15 pressure acts, but I didn't really see his pressure all too much. And that was a surprise, champ. Like, we've come to know to him to at least do something elite pressure-wise around the ground. And I didn't really see much of that, which was probably the first game where I'm going to have to say I didn't love him. Unfortunately, just very, very quiet game when we needed to stand up. Like I said, I feel like Fly should have had him on Jezza. But at the end of the day, didn't really see him. I'm going to give him a 4.5 champ because we really needed a big game from our backs and was way too quiet.
Yeah, you just can't give the man a pass mark. 7 touches, 1 intercept mark. Like, he really was missing. Brother, I'd love to watch. Look, guys, we'd love to watch the whole game back. We just don't have the time with work and gym and footy and Caleb coaching as well. Everything in between. It's too much. We can watch the shorter replays, but the
18-minute replays give you nothing, champ, do they? They just give you the goals.
It doesn't give you enough. That's for sure.
Yeah. For him to be one of my favorite players, and he was pretty much unseen, like on TV, champ.
Yeah,
it's a very surprise, and yeah, like I said, I give him a 4.5 out of 10. Could potentially give him a 4, champ.
I think we love the man, but I think we just give him a 4. Like, he's got, as Manny says, Braz's got plenty of credits in the bank, but his performance was what it was, and it was a 4. I think even then we're being generous, but he's got the credits in the bank. So let's leave that one at that. I think I've got another. See, I'm actually, guys, just quickly on that poll. Let's have where's that poll at? What do we get, brother? So 21 votes, 57% suggested Q had a below 6 out of 10 performance, 43%. So sort of close to the middle mark of the median being 6 out of 10. So next one I have, where is he? So you watch the post-game presser of John Noble in the change rooms. How'd you go? 28 disposals, 800 meters gained. Brother, full credit to the boys. Darcy Cameron, he gets asked, Johnny Noble, 800 meters gained, first week back in after concussion. How do you think? Yeah, really good. He's been unbelievable. You know, we've missed him, blah, blah, blah. I didn't love his game, brother. And the fumbles came back. He missed opportunities to break the game open with an extra pass to the handball receiver. A couple kicks went wayward. For a 28 disposal game, 800 meters gain, I didn't see the return on that. And even brother, he even got 7 score involvements. And 22 of his 28 disposals were kicks at 67% disposal efficiency. I don't know, brother. I'll just give him a pass. I don't know if I can even give him a pass. I have to give him I don't know, brother. Help me, man. Help me out, man.
No. Look, I think he did rebound the ball a fair bit. One of the things he did, there was that call pretty early on where I felt like he got tackled high and they went the other way. Remember that? And they ended up snagging a goal off it. It was very early on.
Was that the first one of the game, did you say?
I think it could have been the first goal of the game. But yeah, look, I thought he was all right. I think the pass mark, at least, a 6 is fair compared to some of the games. I know what you mean. He is quite fumbly below the knees, but I feel like that was a lot of the boys on the weekend as well, and they wouldn't pick the fucking ball up, would they? But I think a 6 is fine, champs.
Yeah, and I've put in a poll for everyone to consider. John Noble gets the pass mark, question mark, 6 out of 10, but we will give him a 6 out of 10. Maybe things were also seen a little bit different on TV, but at the game, for some reason, maybe he played more on my side, brother. So when he had the ball on my side, I remember those moments more than maybe the times on the other side. But
yeah.
You're up, brother.
Yeah. Am I driving or are you driving?
I guess, brother, when it's your turn, just go for it if you want. If you want to get around.
Yeah, look, I feel like we've been bashing a few players, and we don't like to always bash players. So I'll go on someone that I really like and I'm really hyping on about, and I'll go with a man, Mr. Richards. Look, 9 disposals for him, 4 score involvements, 2 goals. I thought, and we even said it to Reedy when we had it on the podcast. It's like, I just feel like every time he touches the ball, even though he's not having a high amount of disposal games, though, but it always results in a score or him getting the ball inside 50 and hitting a target. For such a young player with how many under 5 games under his belt, I think he provides a lot with us, elite on both sides. I just think everything he touches at the moment pretty much turns into gold when he has his opportunities, and he's taking the most out of his opportunities. So I'm really liking that. I think there's some aspects of his games he can lift, a little bit of his defensive work, but at the moment when he's someone in there, that high half forward role, snagging goals, and he's doing that for us. And if he's not snagging goals, champs, he's hitting a target up. I'm really loving it. So I've given him, champ, a 7 out of 10.
You know what, brother? After we spoke to Reedy and then watching him play at the ground, you just have a feeling when he gets near the ball, you just trust the man,
Yeah.
I don't need brother, if he's in the house, I don't need to lock the front door, you know what I mean? I can go to bed. He's the man. He'll look after me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he'll sort you out, champ.
Yeah, he'll sort me out. So 7 out of 10. I think he was really good in his first half, was probably a little bit quiet in the second half. I'm happy with a 7 out of 10, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll be definitely one to watch, guys. Definitely.
One to watch and one to love, that's for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. Mr. One Touch good, Mr. One Touch bad. Steele Sidebottom. That's just what it is. It's just him in a nutshell right now. How to encapsulate Steele Sidebottom in 2024 is one touch is good and one touch is bad. Finding the ball off half back. Had an amazing game last week against Essendon. This week, we said, brother, during the game, he loves being in the right place at the right time for a dump, kick, intercept mark.
Yeah.
Two intercept marks just like that. We'll take it, put it to the side. And then is his count for the game. 28 disposals, 4 score involvements. It's everything you love to see from a halfback flanker. Just thought that despite his disposal efficiency suggesting 75%, I still think there were critical turnovers from Sidey. And here's someone I've also noticed. I'm not sure if you picked up on this, brother, and I'd love to show you a snippet, but I'd have to go back and watch the whole game, which is not feasible. I'd love to show you moments in a few games where he's in the D50, and instead of trying to take the intercept mark, he'll sort of, against Geelong, he spoils it backwards. Late in I think it was in the fourth quarter, at the start of the fourth quarter. Just needs to try and take those overheads rather. And brother, you mentioned as well, sometimes he shits himself a little bit going back to the flight. And we saw that again in the fourth quarter. So I think Sidey, similar to John Noble, I don't want to give him a pass mark, but I'm going to have to. 6 out of 10, brother. What about you?
6 out of 10. Yeah, I'm happy with that. He had one of those games as well where he just racked up the ball disposals as well, and you didn't really notice. Like, you noticed him out there, but I didn't realize he almost hit 30. You know what I mean? And that could be the fact that, disposal efficiency wasn't the greatest. But like I said, I do like how he positions himself for those dump kicks. And it seems like it is a common theme with the way him being able to read the ball. But I do agree with you. He runs back with the ball sometimes and then just goes and punches it back. And it kind of, because we're so everyone around him is so eager to come up the ball, it normally just fills out to a Geelong or our opposition player as well, because it doesn't find the boundary or the behind, and that does kill us sometimes. But yeah, I do agree with you with a 6 out of 10.
Sidey is a legend, but 6 only. Agreed, Kieran Kelly. Can't trust a man with what, brother?
2 first names, brother.
There you go. Can't trust a man with 2 first names. And let's have a look at that poll that we put up earlier regarding John Noble. So I asked, does John Noble get the pass mark? 54% say yes, 46% say no. So we got that right in the end.
Nice. All right. Next person.
Oh my God, I'm scared.
Bobby. Wow. What am I going to say? Chap, I'm not even going to read the stats out. Something needs to be done here, champ. I love the razzle dazzle. I do. But too much razzle dazzle at the moment when you're kicking the ball like a fucking spastic is not good football. All right? Like, he beats the first person and then feels the need to beat the second person. Or he sells the candy, which looks elite, and then butchers the kick. Right? I don't know what it is. Ball disposal use has been shocking the last couple of weeks. What is another thing, champ? He rushed that hyphen. He rushed Hoskin Elliott to give him the ball over the top, and then he ends up kicking the ball and makes him look retarded and it's not a good look. And it just killed us. I just want him to go back. I know it's his style to put on a show, and I love it. But at the moment, when we need him to clutch up and just back yourself in, he does it. And then was it also him, champ, that he received the ball at the top of the 50 and then gave it to someone that wasn't not 15 in a worse position, I would argue?
Yeah, he tried to get Jamie Elliott into the game in the first quarter.
Yeah, like one, you're dead straight in goals. Then look, I understand they officiate a little bit differently each week. They're nailing down on the 15-meter rule, but I still don't understand how that kick was quite lateral kick. It wasn't like a deep penetrating, or it was a more penetrating. It was probably like only 3 meters back. If you were to walk 3 steps forward, and then it was like a 10-meter kick across in a worse position like that. That kick just, in my head, shows that he's not confident in his ability to kick the ball. And you know how I know that, champ? He kicked 60% last year at goal. This year, he's like mid to low 40s. So I reckon there's a lot of psychological aspect to his game where he's not backing himself in. And that's why we saw early on his goal assists and score involvements got a lot higher. But now he's not hitting these targets, which makes it even worse from a guy that we're really dependent on, champ. I've given him a 2 out of 10.
2 out of 10?
Yeah, 2 out of 10.
I think with his, he just overdoes it. That's my gripe with that. He looks for it. He gets away. He gets through 1 or 2, but then he's already exhausted himself to that point, and he feels like he's under the pump and puts himself in a worse position. I'm just looking here from 40 to 50 meters. In his career, he's 33%, which doesn't sound like it's too bad. From 30 to 40, 66. I'll have to look. We'll have to do some research into that. There's a new feature on Wheelo, brother. I'll tell you about it later. But yeah, it was a lateral kick. It was the only thing it looked like he was trying to do was just trying to get Jamie Elliott involved. It's like, mate, like Jamie Elliott will find a way to get involved. He doesn't need your help, respectfully.
Yeah. Hey, Elliott pretty much pulled the Uno reverse card and needed to get him into the game by the end of it.
Yeah, literally. That's a good point. That's a good point. So we settled for a 2 out of 10, have we?
Yeah, 2 out of 10. What are your thoughts about Rupert here? G'day, lads. Rupert, g'day. I don't believe I've seen you in the chat before, but
Rupert's a regular.
Oh, you replied to him? Oh, my bad, champ. Try him on the wing. What are your thoughts there, man? 72.
Man, 72, bro. I reckon Bobby on the wing is better, is maybe a better shout. I think if you play one position so well, we know Bobby plays the forward line quite well. I'm not stressing after 2 bad games, but I am putting it to him, hey mate, like just get back to the fundamentals. Yeah, there are players, brother. There are players I like the idea of moving around. I'm not saying Bobby Hill won't be moved around, but for me, I just keep him in the forward line. What about you?
I don't mind the kick. I don't mind the wing idea, but I still believe in persevering with a bloke to work the way out of it. Like, yes, I've just said a bit of a harsh reality to him, but I think he might need that. And I hope Fly does have these hard conversations with him. I don't know if he does, but he seems like a very chill bloke. But hopefully he has a hard word with and comes out against Hawthorn and it really gets going, champ. But yeah, I think it'd be fire up the arse and potentially wing. A wing position would probably look a lot better than an inside like center bounce attendance midfielder. So I back that more because he does, and he did show early on, a few weeks ago that he can kick the ball and hit up targets very nicely. So I do like the idea. Yeah, but we will persevere.
Yeah. Let's talk Josh Daicos. He's such a hard player to get a gauge of, but I thought he played okay. What do you have? He had 23 disposals, 13 of them being kicks, 18 contested possessions. He had 6 tackles, which was a team high, 3 score involvements, 2 intercept marks, surprisingly. I can't quite remember. I remember one of them. I don't quite remember the other one. I'm just willing to give Josh Daicos a pass mark without remembering a whole bunch, but I still think he gets the pass mark just from what I can remember from that game. Is there anything in particular that you remember from the game for Josh?
No, I back in with that assessment. I think 6 is a fair mark on him, and I feel like there are some good defensive elements kind of creeping into his game as well, which has been good to see. And even to some extent to the next person I'm going to talk about, like Lipper as well. Not this week, but last week his defensive efforts were there better. But I back a 6 as well, champ.
Hey man, he's averaging half an intercept mark, which is a career high, from 0.2 last year to 0.5 this year being a career high. So that's you're right. He's definitely looking
and champ. That's better than Oleg Markov, who's taken 4 intercept marks this year.
Yeah,
or 5, 4 or 5.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
So, look, we'll go into the next person, which is another person that is very hard to see on the ground, which I cannot seem to find. Where's Lipper these days? There, where Pat? I forgot his first name for a second.
Yeah.
Look, we these are my notes from him, and I said it in the post-game show to Manny, I believe, as well, is he does have a really good ability to, when he's on the ground and on his knees, he's able to flick the ball up and hit someone running full power really wide as well. And that's kind of like a hard hit to do. And he's quite composed in that area, champ. And I actually do rate that a lot. Nice little flick handballs, essentially what I'm alluding to, the flick handballs around the contest when he's on the ground. And that's really good to see. He got the 1 goal early on as well. But he was really quiet for most of the game. And I feel like most of those handballs were from him flicking it on when he was on the ground. And yeah, it was quiet. And look, I know Manny's going to be happy with his score. But I'm giving him, champ, because he pretty much didn't do much else besides that goal. Giving him a 3.5.
Bro, I can do that.
I'm giving him a 3.5, champ.
Yeah, Jimbo says, did Lipper play? Need more from him too. So what'd you say, 3.5?
Yeah.
Done. 3.5 for Lipinski. Let's get Manny into the fucking black and white, man. Get him on the field. Manny Daicos.
I'd pay good money to see Manny running.
Yeah, I'd also pay good money to see, especially if it becomes a dead rubber in a couple of weeks, brother. Maybe we see Manny Daicos feature at the MCG against Richmond, maybe if we lose against Hawthorn. But next up, I've got Lachie Schultz.
Yeah,
probably still like. The games he's, I guess, putting out last couple of weeks or last couple of times he's played, it's a product of where we're at, and it's not working in his favor. But great forwards like your Jamie Elliott's, Bobby Hill, although he was poor, he still managed to find the ball. Shooter, what do you have? 10 disposals. And I will say, guys, you can't knock Schultz when it comes to fucking putting his body in a line. And that's why his nickname is dubbed as Mini Myercheck. He just puts himself in unbelievable positions and does it for the betterment of the team. That's probably his number one trait, and his pressure. And in a low tackle game, he still managed to get 4 tackles. Would have had some of them being tackles inside 50 as well. 10 disposals, no goals, no goal assists. 5 score involvements is nice. I don't know. I don't think I give him a pass mark. I think I give him a 5.
Yeah, I back that, champ. I back a 5. Like, look, he gets concussed, and you could say, oh, look, he didn't have a full game to impact. But I think before that, he wasn't having the most impactful game. So yeah, I'm going a 5.
Little chamber. Sweet. So you find your man. But yeah, Lachie Schultz, just like I said, gets a concussion and puts his body on the line. So that's why I'm not as harsh as I thought he would be, as I thought I was going to be.
Hey man, what's the pipes?
There he is.
There he is. Pendles. Where do I start with Pendles? Well, I felt like the battle of the older players. We got Paddy Dangerfield. We got Scott Pendlebury. I said in the pre-game show, this is a matchup to watch. This is going to be a good matchup. It was a good matchup if you're a Geelong fan. It ended up being one of those ones where, look, Pendles, I backed him in. But on the weekend, it really showed, and it was very evident, that if the ball escapes and becomes an outside kind of quick pace, mate, he's too slow. Like in close, he's elite. Like, champ, how good is it when you see Pendles picking up the ball and then he gives that handball forward of the centre bounce or the clearance or the stoppage, right? Like, I love that handball going forward. But my God, Dangerfield like some of those taps, man. It was just like he was doing what he wants out there, man. And how much was it? What was the meters gained for Noble? 798, right? 798, huge. Dangerfield had 639 meters gained, but that was a 639 meters gain that you could really impact it. He had 6 clearances compared to Pendle's 3, but man, those 6 clearances led to goal assist and towed him up. And it was a hard watch to be out there. Look, I see the contract talk. He'll stay on for a year. I still love that, but yeah, I don't know what we do with him being in the middle, especially if a guy like Dangerfield is moving on, is killing him that much as well. But that's a whole nother conversation, champ. For that, I do love the cheeky handballs at the front. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10, champ. 3 out of 10. Plus the importance of the game, needed him to fire. Only 4th in disposal for the game, which is very uncommon. Boom.
The problem with Scott Pendlebury, and it's going to fuck with our emotions on a week-to-week basis, is what he does with the ball is so good. It's amazing. Like, it's... I don't know how else to describe it. It's unbelievable. And then the other problem is, without the ball, as soon as the game is in motion, he's a dead set liability in the midfield. That's the reality.
You're like, look. He's a like, if it's in close and contested, he's still good. He's still the man, champ. Still the man. Watch the biceps. Yeah. But as soon as it bursts out of the pack, Galanita, man. It's finito. Finished.
Go sleep.
It's hard to see because, mate, we love the bloke. We do love the bloke. But
Jimbo goes Pendle's 4 plus 2 because I love him 6.
Champ, one thing that is the goat of everything, right? Is undefeated, never lost, is age.
Let me see him halfback flank one more time. Let me see halfback flank one time.
That's what I was hinting at. Was the conversation is next year, have him on there. He provides us so much leadership. Can coach the young boys. We'll get midfielders in, maybe like a Bailey Smith or just existing guys that are there, and let him go back on the halfback. Let him rebound the ball. Will be good for us because we do need a rebounding back, and he'll provide that, man. He'll provide that in great lengths. So that's what I want to see him playing next year. Off the half back line, and let these young guys go in the middle, where it's a fast-paced game these days.
Yeah. And champs, it's ironic because he has a basketball background, but if you ask him to jump off the ground, I don't think he'd be able to get his tippy toes off.
Hey, man, I'll see you fucking running around playing AFL at 36 years old, man. Give it a break.
Give it a rest.
Man.
Hey, man, just give us the kick-ins. Tell Darcy Moore to pull his finger out, get in the back line, give him some confidence, tell him what's up, and Pendles to the halfback flank. And we'll move into a youngster. But just before that, guys, I do want to share something. We've decided for Pies Footy, we are looking at doing a low-tier membership perk, being you get badges, you recognize as a champ pie of the channel. All it really is, guys, there's no paywall. We're not putting up a paywall for anything. We don't want to put any of our content behind something that you have to pay to unlock. All it is just support to, I guess, help with the overheads of the channel, being the streams, the thumbnail designs. Like, all these things cost money to put together. What else did I say, brother, in that community post? What were some of the other overheads that I had? Do you remember?
Just reinvestment as well, upgrading.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, guys. If you want to support,
goes into some guests as well. Don't forget that, True. Champ.
Yeah, all the little things. Like it's not. It's I think it's $5 a month we've got it down for. So if you want to support the channel, you're more than welcome to. But anyways, we'll move on. We've got Harvey Harrison here. I've been saying, I think we've both been saying it, brother, for the last couple weeks, is we need, I'd like to see Harvey Harrison just rested by way of like being a sub potentially.
Yeah.
So, and it hasn't happened yet. And he played good last week. I think he kicked 2 goals against Essendon. Didn't have a heap of the ball, but when he had it, he did well. This week, again, reverts back to a quieter game, 10 touches, 4 score involvements. He's still quite good below the knees. I think he's not very fumbly. He's quite composed in the back line when needed. He's just probably up and down like a youngster would be. However, regarding the rating, I'll give the man a 4 out of 10 because it's not a pass mark, and I want him to play. I do want him to play as a sub next week. I don't necessarily want to see him dropped.
Okay. You don't think Bartel comes in or someone who had a real good game on the weekend?
See, potentially. So that's a good point. I guess once you factor in some of those VFL performances, maybe he's in trouble. Maybe he's in trouble. We're just remembering that now. So 4 out of 10, and spot is up for grabs this week.
Yeah. And how was the VFL on the weekend? I tuned in a little bit. What was your takeaways from that?
VFL was good. Very similar to the way that it went in the AFL against Geelong. Surprisingly, statistically, inside 50 differential, scoring shots, the way the game played out, uncontested possessions. But I've actually got a comprehensive review set up for the Pies Footy Show tomorrow at 6 p.m. So if you guys want to jump on that, have a look then if you want to listen to like the full take on that. Fuck, brother, he looks kind of tan in this photo, hey?
Yeah, he's a little bit tan. Maybe he had the Bondi Sands on, champ. Maybe rubbed off on him, huh? But anyway, champ, look, I'm not going to give the man a rating. He only had 17% time on ground. And, hey, fair play to the lad. Backed it up the next day. I think he got his 18 touches in the VFL. Did you like anything about him on Saturday, Arvo?
Yeah, just played high, got involved, battles well at ground level. He did what you needed. 3 contested marks to memory, so he was doing everything.
Yeah. And champ, do you want him in the side next week?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Do you?
Champ, I like the man. But yeah, I think we just need another taller target in the forward line. And we didn't really give him the opportunity to do so. So no rating today for Reef would be unfair.
Yeah, we spare him because he's not given the chance.
Exactly.
All right, moving on. Darcy Cameron, Copeland Trophy goal sneak. If it wasn't for Nick Daicos, right? But still a bolter. He played good. He's still got his contested marks, 2 contested marks, still got 2 intercept marks. He did hack the ball onto the boot a couple of times, but he's a ruckman in a stoppage environment. You can give him the benefit of the doubt. But he did do that a little bit more than maybe we're accustomed to. Because, brother, while he is a ruckman and does throw the ball in the boot sometimes, he's actually not too bad at finding a target by foot as well, with his vision and composure in the contest. I think it was more so in like the third quarter where there was a series of hack kicks. I think it was the third quarter. Steele Sidebottom had a hack kick out of our D50. Then it was Darcy Cameron, and then it led to a goal. So that's why it's like fresh in the mind of people. But on top of that, 18 disposals, 4 clearances, did well against Sam DeConing around the grounds. Career high, 58 hitouts. Brother, we talk about the hit zones being sharked by your Paddy Dangerfields, going towards our D50, the taps going back towards our D50, putting our midfielders under the pump. Geelong were well studied. Darcy Cameron was a little bit disappointed in his post-game press conference interview because he didn't take advantage of those hitouts. So I still give the man. It was a kind of a down game. It was kind of a good game. I'm still going to give him a 6.8 out of 10.
Yeah, look, I agree. Like, he's good. Like, we talk about it every week. His ability to put himself on the line and in undesirable positions can never go understated. It always gives big ticks in my eyes. But what was kind of a letdown was the hitouts. And look, right, so we had, let me pull it up, champ. how many hit outs
Hold up,
did the
Tim.
man get in the end? Hit outs. He had 58 in the end. And let me look at how many clearances Collingwood got as a team from that, because I'm pretty sure. So we got 64 hit outs for the day. 58 of those were Cameron. So we can, pretty much put a lot of the team clearances to that. It was 42 to 35 total clearances, Geelong's way. Centre clearances, 16 to 6, Geelong's way. Stoppages was pretty much bang even. So for such a dominant performance in the middle, tapping, we didn't really see the reward for it. So that's why, I'm still saying he had a good game, but man, if we can get the hit outs and the synergy from the midfield group to get his taps not sharked, we could have sliced this game open and won it on our terms. Unfortunate wasn't the case. But yeah, champ, very, very dominant performance in the ruck for not much reward.
Yeah. And like I said, they killed us when it came to score from stoppages, centre bounces. So that was that. The margin was the difference in the centre bounce dominance from scoring when it comes to scoring for Geelong in the end.
Yeah. And that puts on to the next person, Ned Long. So makes his debut last week. Good performance. This week, hey, champ, we're starting you in. Let's see what you do. 9 disposals, the 1 goal assist, 2 score involvements. They also give him the hard task on Stewart as well. And I thought he did all right, but I do believe Stewart got the better of him. And I feel like that's a hard assessment on that assignment, I should say, Fly's giving him. But he was, besides that, champ, from last week, he played really well with limited minutes, and I thought he was going to come in and make a good impact, and he didn't. So that was disappointing. Very quiet. Stewart got the better of him when he was in the centre bounce attendances. I've given him, first full game, keeping that in mind as well, champ. I've given him a 4.5. With that leniency of being his first proper AFL game.
Yeah. And I think I messaged you as well. In the first half, actually, it's probably hard to see through the broadcast. But I thought he actually did quite a good job on Tom Stewart, particularly when Tom Stewart tried to assert himself aerially. I thought Ned Long was putting some good body work into him. But then outside of that, I think he had a couple nice tackles that nearly stuck, where you thought, there's no way he's winning this tackle. He nearly got them a couple times in the second half. He did tire out, as you probably expect when you make the jump to AFL. Hadn't played. I don't think he played AFL last year, maybe the year before. So there's that adjustment period. I think. What'd you say? 4.5, brother?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. 4.5 out of 10, brother. Does he stay in the team though? See a chance?
I'm not too sure, champ. I'm not too sure. Let me look at his centre bounce attendances, because he's a traditional midfielder, and I feel like if we're not giving him the proper time in there, it is a bit hard. So look, he had 56%, so he was definitely no excuse in there. So I think if we keep playing him in that position, then yes. If we're gonna get him to high half forward like we did last week, I think we can find someone else to fill that position.
Yeah. Okay. 4.5 out of 10. Let's see where his position stands by the end of the week. And you've given me the good ones, brother. You've given me the flakes. You give me the Kit Kats. You give me the boosts. You've given me the cream of the crop. Nick Daicos. And then the rest. It's Nick Daicos, and then it's the rest right now for Collingwood for the most part. Yeah. Clearances, finds the ball, runs hard. Just it's amazing watching him live at the ground, how much running he does. He scared me when I thought he did a hammy. I was told by Caleb, BT, tell him, champs, tell him.
I don't even want to.
Should we get BT on the play performance chance? Should we give him a rating?
BT? I'm sorry, man. I know. How old is he? How old is I don't want to look him up, bro. The bloke's got CTE, man. Fuck, if I had to hear on KO Sports that he had done his hammy, Like, I was about to blow a lid, man. It was just horrendous commentating. And he was like, it's 100% a hammy. It's 100%. And they showed the replay, and I straight away, I'm like, that's a corky. And then they harped on about it for 5 minutes, and then they finally pulled it back, and then they realized it was like a contact injury. So then that was fine. And then there was another absolute blunder by BT that thought it went out off a Collingwood's player for a goal, but actually went out fucking a Cats player. He had an absolute diabolical evening. And I see why people don't want to bloody listen to it and listen to it on mute, because it's bloody horrendous.
All right, so give me a sec. So, what do you remember? What the second horrendous call was, brother?
Oh, I think it was maybe like Schultz or something getting tackled, and then like his foot then hit it in a tackle, and he was saying to come off a Collingwood player, and he was aerating, and then like it was actually came off a Cats player, and it was just, mate, I'm not here for it, but it was just fucking shit commentating. If anyone in the comments knows,
so what's his rating, brother?
Mate, give him a 0 out of 10 for that hamstring. He put us all through hell. Can we all agree with that? 0 out of 10 for BT.
0 out of 10.
Oh,
Billy Frampton out of 10.
Billy.
Ryan Taylor gets a 0 out of 10. 5 votes. Is BT's commentary day is done for thus far? Yes.
That is good.
Yeah. -5. Biden Taylor, he's lost it. Yeah, him, Joe Biden, they've all lost the plot. Jimbo, they've all lost the plot. I reckon the guys calling the twos are better than BT. Oh, mate, champs, I'm not sure if you did you listen to some of the VFL commentary?
I listened to the Williamstown game because my mate debuted for Williamstown on the weekend. So I watched the whole of that game, and the commentating was really good. So yeah. He also scored a snag as well. So it was good performance by Oscar on his debut. It was good. Proud moment.
Shout out, brother.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to the man in the moment though. I thought so. Just looking at stats as well. Nick Daicos, 32 disposals, 13 contested possessions, 11 clearances, which was a game high. It's funny. Like there's games like this where you're like, oh, okay, you know, he was quieter, but brother, it's the games where he's quieter. He still finds a way. Essendon 12 clearances. This game 11 clearances against Melbourne, where he only played 3 and a bit quarters, where he was tagged by Neil Ball and then hurt his leg. Still had a team high 7 clearances with his 15 disposals. He just good players, brother. They find a way to have an impact despite having a tag. And yes, we hold him to a high standard, but I think I'm going to give 13 CPs, contested possessions, 20 pressure acts. I'm going to give him his flowers, man. He still deserves. I'm going to start with an 8 out of 10, and I want to see where you want to land.
Yeah, I'm going. Oh, look, I'd give him an 8.5, man. Really? 8.5, 9. Yeah? Like, I know you can nitpick, but man, think about, guys, if you want to give him a lower score than an 8. All right, I reckon an 8, champ, pretty low. But imagine a squad without Nick Daicos. He gives us so much. He gets tagged. Like, man, like sometimes he gets the ball and the guy's pretty much there already, and he's still able to either like shimmer or just do a little shake and bake and get the ball out. Like, yes, he's getting tagged and his disposal efficiency is not going to be great, but he rebounded still 71%, which isn't too bad. So I reckon he had a great game. I'll give him an 8.5, champ.
8.5, 7, 10. Manny says 10 again.
Loves the
Imagine
effort.
How much we'd be getting flogged by without him. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's definitely
I reckon we'd be down there with Richmond, man. Like without him, and to put that much faith into a 21-year-old is
unbelievable. 8 out of 10.
Yeah. Yep.
Steph Curry of the AFL. I love that theory. We'd be fucked without Nick Daicos. Yeah, 8 out of 10. Okay.
And how good is this person? Wait, where the fuck is he? Here he is. Boom.
Yes.
What an impact this man come in and make to the squad.
That's good.
We're talking about Nick Daicos. Yes. Oh my God. But my God, we look like a different forward line with a Jamie Elliott in the squad. Comes in, 2 snags, 2 goal assist champs. 7 score involvements. What I liked more than the Specky, which was really good to see, get him up and about, was his first goal. You know, it was a defensive act that led to a goal. He comes in, reads the ball, spoils the ball, gets down, picks it up, runs in, hits the goal. That's what we missed. We need that inside 50 pressure. Hot take, I like that better than the Specky. And it was good to see. His pressure was up and about. Can't speak highly enough. I'm going great way to bounce back from injury as well. And an 8 out of 10.
Very good. Very good. I want to give that man an 8.5 out of 10. 8.4. If you don't want to put him next to Nick Daicos, that's fine. But it just everything he did, he missed a set shot, which was on a difficult angle. He did nothing wrong in my eyes.
Yeah.
Can you give me 8.4, 8.3?
Go 8.4 then. 8.4.
Let's go, champ. 72, man.
It was good to see him out there, man.
It's very good. It's a blight on most of our other players that Jamie has to come in and show them the effort needed, and that was one of our best. That's
why I really like yes, the spec is good, but like that first goal, defensive act, led to the goal, worked hard, picked the ball up. I like that a lot, and that's what our forward line misses sometimes, especially when you have your blowout and Lachie Schultz out for concussion as well. Like those defensive acts that you can turn into a score is really underrated.
Yep. Okay. Moving on, I have Freddie Krueger. Now, I thought he was really good. I thought, brother, you talked about it in a pregame show. Geelong, the best intercept marking team in the last 5 matches. I thought, and I think they had barely any. I think we had more intercept marks than them. They had 10. Do you remember what their average was over the last 5 games? By any chance?
I think it was 20.2 intercept marks over the last 5 games as a team. Okay. And I can tell you what the intercept marks were.
10 for the game.
Was it?
10 for the game. And I reckon one of the biggest reasons why they weren't able to intercept mark the ball very well was partly, obviously, yes, lesser inside 50s were conceded on their behalf. I understand that. But I also thought Krueger definitely impeded a lot of opportunities for Geelong to intercept mark some of Collingwood's kicks. He did everything in the air. From a stats perspective, he had 2 marks, but it felt like while he could have probably taken some more, I felt like where he couldn't take a mark, he was sure to bring it down and provide pressure at ground level. 5 score involvements, 2 shots, 2 behinds. Could have been a much more positive game had he kicked straight. I'll give Krueger a pass mark for the nuisance he provided. 6 out of 10.
Yeah, I think this week give him a 6. Next week we need some goals from him, I think.
Yeah.
And I made that outrageous call that he needed to, what did I say, champ? He was going to score more goals than anyone else in Collingwood from that bye game onwards.
That's right.
And I'm wrong. I got egg on my face so far, so I need him to pull it out, kick straight. He's got that Fev style kicking technique with the low ball grip on one side and the high ball grip on the other side. But yeah, just need to straighten up, hit the targets. 72, man.
Straight out.
Look, I don't want to end with a negative with the last 2 players, so we'll go to the man, your favorite player. Well.
Well.
Here we are again. All right, he got 15 disposals, apparently. 17 intercepts, possessions, apparently.
17 or 7? Did you say 17 or 7, lad?
7.
Yeah.
4 score involvements, apparently. Champ, I don't know if I'm fixated on his mistakes. And I could have the blinkers on. I could be hyper fixating on them. I'm only human. Because his mistakes at the moment, I don't know, man. He seems too slow. He doesn't impact the play. If he does impact it, like he decides to leave his man and just makes the wrong decision. And it's not coming from a hating point, because we've made a whole video, a 40-minute podcast talking about Frampton's better than Darcy Moore. His intercept marks ability. Like, man, we gave the man the flowers when the flowers were there to be gone.
That was true.
Autumn and all the flowers are fucking dead. All right? He's done. He's done for me. I don't care. Get someone else in. He gives us nothing, man. He gives me nothing. Give him a 2 out of 10, man. 2 out of 10.
Sign.
You got anything to add? Did you see anything on the ground that I might have missed? Like, does he do something amazing off field that Fly keeps picking him over, like your Charlie Deans and stuff like that? Is there something I'm missing?
It's kind of funny and sad, because when Kieran and I were watching Billy Frampton, it's like the ball, as soon as the ball hits the deck and you ask him to turn a corner, it's not ideal, and it just feels like he's playing in slow motion sometimes, and you're always just like and then you look at your mate next to you, you sort of just like, you just chuckle and then just move on, because
yeah. Oh, man.
So what do? If you don't laugh, you'll cry with this man at the moment.
Exactly.
2.5 to get Charlie Dean back in. I think that's a reasonable shout. Thought it was a bit stiff in the first place, brother.
Agreed.
And then
Charlie Dean's a great ball user, man. I'm still bizarre that he got dropped. He got subbed out of the game with 6 disposals in the third quarter, second highest for the game, which had Sidebottom on 8 for that third quarter performance that he got dropped in. It's mind baffling. I don't know what it is as well. And then, you can put the microscope on Markov as well. Like, why is he still on the squad? Is it because Fly coached him at Richmond, or assistant coached him at Richmond? Like, what's the fascination with these two players keeping a spot? Like, if you can't keep up with blokes, he's 6'8", he's 6'8". We didn't have a 6'8" bloke last year. We had Darcy, we had fucking Murphy, who's like 6'4", 6'5". That did a job. Yeah. Exactly the same height as Dean, who's 6'4". Give him a shot. I'd rather give him a shot than fucking Frampton.
Yep. Couldn't say it better myself. And moving on to Jack Crisp, I think he had quite a bit of a chunk of his midfield taken out again this weekend, just gone by. We found, let me just double check here. So Jack Crisp, hold on guys, give me 1 second. He had 15 disposals, 48% centre-bounce attendances. He was playing, when he wasn't in the midfield, he was playing as that half, resting at half forward, high half forward. I'm still begging to see him play off the half-back flank. I don't know why that move hasn't been made. Is his output, brother, since the boys have come back in, Scott Pendlebury, Geordie to Goey, they've eaten some of Jack Crisp's time in midfield. 3 clearances. Yeah, I can't give him a pass, but I don't think it's his fault. So I give him a 5.5, but I'm actually saying it's not his fault, because I think we're underutilizing him considering how well he has been playing.
Would you agree that is, I call it a question without notice? Was our midfield group better when we had Darcy Cameron, Jack, Scotty Pendlebury, Nick Daicos, all playing high 80 to 90% centre bounce attendances, because we're so depleted in midfield? I felt like with those 4 guys in there, we're a lot more dominant than we are now when we're sharing the load amongst your Jordan de Goeys, your Ned Longs, and whoever else is going in there and having a run. I feel like when we had just those 4 guys in there, we were dominating in the midfield.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you back that?
That's where it's at the moment. There's nothing more to it. It's so clear.
And since we've been sharing the road, the load in the midfield, his numbers have gone down. Like, he hasn't had the same impact he has because he's not playing the same amount of midfield minutes. And it's just baffling. And to Jim, sorry, James. 5 for Crispy. For Jim. For fuck's sake, Jim. I'm trying to display this.
I didn't see you grabbing it. My bad, champ. My bad, champ.
No, my bad, champ. We'll work this out. But look, I always think his defensive attributes are always pretty good in the midfield. Would you not agree with that? I feel like he does provide a lot of pressure acts and a lot of tackles and just a lot of pressure onto the ball carrier. Yep. It might have been low this week. I'm not too sure. I haven't looked at the stats, but I feel like, past historically, he always gives you a lot of effort.
Yep.
In that aspect.
Get him back in, brother, or what?
Just, I don't know, man. Just bleed him out in the middle. Like, I felt like we were playing better footy when we were more injury depleted than we are. But that's what happens sometimes, champ. You know the analogy. Sometimes you upset the apple cart by bringing a lot of people in. And maybe it has. We just need to find the balance. And I'm sure we'll find the balance this week against Hawthorn, right?
I think that's exactly what Craig McRae has done. Upset the apple cart. And now he's got to do something about it. Lad, who have you got?
I've got the man, the myth, the legend.
Yep.
The Goey. He had his 24 disposals. I think he had a couple of misses off the top of the head. But what he gave on the weekend was, got a fair few clearances, got 6 clearances for the day. And he penetrated the ball in. He got that big kick, 6 inside 50s, and he also had the 8 score involvements for the game, which was good to see. Kind of rebounded a little bit better than he did last week. He didn't have like a high 30 disposal game, but I thought his impact was still very good around the ground and provided that not as big as a spark as we saw when he first came back, but still a little bit of a spark. And coming back off that Essendon game. So, look, for the clearances, the inside 50s, I've given him a 7.5 out of 10, champ. You got anything to add to those?
Yeah, I thought he was good.
I think a couple of goals would have made him a little bit higher, but no goals on the weekend. So, yeah, we'll leave it.
I definitely noticed how hard he was to tackle, and I really love that, and I loved how clean he was in the middle. What did you give him?
I gave him 7.5.
Yeah. Let's give him a 7.5. Let's give the man a 7.5. 7.5 for Goey.
Brother,
I've got another one.
I've
got a design for him. You have first crack. What springs to mind when you see this man on your?
Look, man, I think the issues that I have with Fly at the moment is not to do with stuff on game day. I feel like sometimes you can roll the dice. It's hindsight. I'll give him the benefit of doubt, but I think we need to have a look at the zone. It worked really well last year, and it worked really well the year before. What happens is I think, who won the flag last year, champs? The Pies. What do teams want to do? They want to beat the best team of the competition. And I feel like there's a formula now is let's just shift the zone, tire them out, make our slow chips up the play. Then once we get it in there, Collingwood doesn't have the rebounding players they did last year. And look, if they get the ball out the first time, that's fine. They'll dump the kick out and we'll rebound the ball again. And if we don't hit a target, champ, and if they don't hit a target, that's fine. Collingwood get the ball, dump the kick out, and then they'll get another inside 50. And we're just getting peppered with inside 50s against us at the moment. I just think something needs to change. I think there's got to be a point where we go man on, so it allows our defenders to not look and scramble out of position. I think that's a bigger issue than just what happens on the weekend. And I don't know if that's a fix you can do during the year. I think that you can probably make that fix, just call a point where they got to go man on and drop the zone, especially if they're shifting us and pulling us apart. Like, back your zone in for a half. It's not working. All right, go man on from this point on.
Yeah.
I don't know, champ. It's hard to bash. Look, it's easier to bash players, and I feel like we've been a little bit more negative than we have. impasse, but it speaks to the fact that how important these games are to the finals, and this is an 8-point game. Geelong were fighting to go into the 4, and we were fighting to get into the top 8 again, and now we sit 13th. Facing a near not a near impossible, but a really, really hard task, champ. So look, I'm giving him a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10.
I'm McRae, 4 out of 10.
You want to give a crack or add your 2 cents in?
Yeah, I think we need to add a string to the bow. Can we play a man on if needed because it's not working? I think it's not like he's not necessarily scared to move players. Maybe he's a little bit late to it. Like he puts Quaynor on Jeremy Cameron, so he's not scared to make a move. I'm probably just making the argument that he's not making enough of the right changes. Like Billy Frampton going forward, no one really saw that working. Jeremy Howe moving forward, we saw that working.
Yeah,
and I just want to see.
Yeah, sorry, chap. Sorry, I keep cutting you off. But like to jump back on the Frampton thing, like Frampton was playing really good in the back line. We're loving him. You swing him forward, which was questionable, to then pinch hit in the ruck. He now goes back, and now he's out of form. You gotta have there's little things like that where you gotta have some accountability. That like, hey, you've just swung him out of form essentially.
And look what we're seeing with Jack Crisp. Same thing, right?
Ooh.
He was flying in the midfield. His time gets significantly reduced, and now is playing like an average player, playing like, it's different. It's different now. So I think, 4s and 5s out of 10s for Fly at the moment. He's not scared to make a change, but he's not. I feel like he's not making enough of the right changes. What do I want to see moving forward? I want to see Reece McInnes play. I want to see is it worth giving Darcy Moore a shot in the forward line? These are the things that I'm questioning. Josh Daicos, no centre bounce attendances against Geelong, brother.
And I think Woody mentioned in the comments that something to do with like Josh Daicos returns on the amount of centre bounce attendances is actually the most in the league.
It's good, yeah.
So like he gets the ball and he can win it, which is actually quite surprising and quite good.
So, with all that being considered, brother, here's the updated. But let me just make sure I've uploaded it. Is this the right one? It is. Here is the updated People's Champ, brother. This is where we stand.
Yep.
So the 5-4-3-2-1s. Jack Crisp, after his game against Essendon, had to get the 5, kicked 3 goals, did what he did, right? Nick Daicos, he's there. Darcy Cameron's there. Bruzzy's there. Bobby Hill, somewhere down the track. Let's get in to this week's People's Champ voting, and we're going to change it up, guys. We're going to mix it up. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put a poll in, okay? We're going to pick 5 players and 4 players and decide who gets the maximum votes, being 5 this week, and goes towards the People's Champ. So one of them, brother, Nick Daicos is there. Who else would you like to add? Who else? Let me see.
Elliott.
Jamie Elliott, yep.
Would be there. The Goey. Is this just for 5 votes?
Yeah, the Goey.
Yeah, the Goey. Fuck. Who else would?
One more.
Who else would be there? Darcy Cameron.
Yeah, let's go Darcy Cameron. I think that's fair. I think this one is probably close to an obvious, or it's probably one of the 2, which I'm thinking. But there's your guys. Check the poll. Put your votes in. Who gets the 5 votes for the game against Geelong? Who gets the 5 votes for the People's Champ? Who would you go, brother?
Or Nick Daicos was elite. Hard to go past him. But there's a little bit of me that wants
it, man.
No, chill, chat. You didn't let me finish. I was going to say Jamie Elliott. Return game, 2 goals, 2 goal assists, 7 score involvements, nice little specky. Defensive acts were there. That's what we missed, especially coming back from injury. So my vote would go for him.
Brother, DC, 23%. the second most. Interesting, huh? People love DC here around this neck of the woods.
Look, we love his marking ability and everything like that. We're a little bit harsh or critical on the fact that his hit out, the amount of hit outs he had, we should have won the clearances by a lot more.
Yep.
Especially, to put it in perspective, Geelong, let me do some quick maths here, champ. 12. Geelong, Ruckman, totaled as a whole, only won 24 hitouts. So, compared to Darcy Cameron's 58. Do the math. Huh? 72.
Geez, a bit funny there, brother. All right, so we give Nick Daicos the full allotment. He gets his 5. So let me finesse this 4-vote one. So we'll still 4 votes. We'll go DC. We'll go JDG. We'll go Jamie Elliott. And we can also go, brother, the next highest rating is Joe Richards. So I think I have to put Joe Richards in there, bro.
Yeah.
Or Josh Daicos. Yeah.
Josh Daicos, maybe, yeah.
Joe Richards got a higher rating than Josh Daicos. So let's go. There's your poll for the 4 votes. What are we saying?
Yeah, nice. I like the vote. The voting symbol is good. The voting system. I think this is a little bit better than us doing it.
Yeah.
Were we always able to do this? When I suggested polls, could you done it back then, or is this just
because we didn't think we had access to it until I checked the live stream on YouTube. So I've got to open another screen. Who have you got for the 4 votes, lad?
I'd go. I would go. You didn't put Nick Daicos in this. You funny cunt.
He got 5 votes, brother.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Hey, NPC, my bad. I'd go the Goey, I think.
Okay, yep. So at the moment, we've got Jamie Elliott on 58%, DC on...
I've completely cooked this. My bad. I'd go Jamie Elliott. Sorry.
Okay. All right. And then, JDG on 8%. Joe Richards, obviously, as expected, probably 0%. And I'd be surprised if anyone wants to vote unless there's trolls in the chat. But it seems like Jamie Elliott will give it another 10 seconds, guys, if you want to give DC one more push. Interestingly enough, people were voting DC before as a 5 voter, but now it seems like Jamie Elliott's going to get the 4. Doesn't make sense. Maybe we've convinced them, brother, that Jamie Elliott's the man, which he was.
Or was my talk about 21 total Geelong hit-outs did the job?
It scared them. Scared them away. All right. That is a Jamie Elliott dub. First game back. Gets 4 votes. What a king. Let's end that.
Did you want to do some... you want to get into the next one?
Yeah, I'll just create it now. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
3 votes.
While Anthony's doing that, guys, after this, if you still want to listen to some Pies footy content, Anthony has just dropped the latest video about ladder prediction. So see what the mathematics are, see how we can make it into the squad, into the top 8, and go from there. Be a good watch. I'll definitely be watching it after that as well. And we've also got you've got the review tomorrow, Tuesday. Yep. And you'll also have some VFL content in there as well if you missed it, right?
The old Pies footy show, yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we are live on the poll. I've added Josh Daicos into this one with Nick Daicos and Jamie Elliott getting the 5 and the 4. This one seems clear as daylight, eh?
So I'm going, if I was doing my votes, I'll start again from the start. I'll go Jamie Elliott, Nick Daicos would have been mine. Third, I'd be going the Goey, DC, and then Richards. That's what my 5 or all my votes would be. Do you back that in, or would you have Richards a little bit higher?
No, I agree.
Yeah,
100%. So 13 votes thus far. DC 54%, JDG 50 to 43. Hold on, not quite done yet, guys. Get your votes in. We'll give it another 30 seconds. JDG slowly creeping. I personally have JDG on the 3 votes mark here. in my opinion. And then I give DC a 2, and then a Joe Richards a 1. That's where I would probably be a little bit different. That's what did you say that, or were you a little bit different? Were you JDG 3 votes? You don't remember?
No, I had him 3 votes. 3 votes, DC, then Joe Richards.
And where was JDG? 3. Okay, cool. Yeah, sweet. So we're on the same page. DC just gets it, guys. So DC will get the 3. DC gets a 3. End poll. Let's get the last 2 polls. 2 votes. We got JDG. We got Joe Richards. We have Josh Daicos, and I'll throw in John Noble.
Yeah.
Just because of his 28 disposals, 7 scoring involvements. Maybe people think he's worthy of the votes a bit more than maybe we are. All J's, just saying. It's 5 votes. JDG 100% thus far. Rupert says, listen to our Ben Reid interview. Love the part where he talked about Joe Richards. It was very nice, wasn't it, lad?
Yeah, it was good. It was actually good just to talk to Reedy as well and pick his brains a little bit for the hour. Good insight there. So if you guys haven't listened to it, go out, listen to it. Speaks about Joe Richards, talk about some of his career struggles with injury, gets insight there and the mental fortitude that comes with coming back from injury as well, right? From these guys. You know, some of our most experienced players struggle with injury. You know, just look at about to be 400 gamer Pendles. He quite struggled with coming back from injury during the off season, right? Not this off season, but one of the off seasons. I remember that interview he was talking about. Funny to think about, one of the most experienced player can still struggle with injury.
Crazy. It's sad, but that is what it is. It is what it is. JDG gets the 2. 75% goes towards JDG.
I think Frampton needs to be in this one, man. Or Darcy Moore.
That is a good one. But I don't want to put it up there, brother, because I genuinely think people are going to troll and get them the votes. Let's go Joe Richards, John Noble, Josh Daicos, and I'll give you one. I'll give you Nathan Krueger for the battling. Is that fair? Krug.
I do actually love when they get the ball and you can hear him over the TV, man. Was it loud at the ground?
It's not a loud sound, but it's you feel it.
Yeah. Is that why you lost your voice?
Nah, I was sick all week, man.
Sick all week, huh?
Sick all week. So this one seems like it's a JR special, brother. 6 votes, 67% thus far. Joe Richards. Mate, it's nearly been an hour and a half. I feel like it's been like less than that, but apparently not.
It's getting quicker, isn't it? Like it doesn't feel like we've been on for an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, probably because we're a little bit more conversational when we allow it to go to and from when we're talking about the player at hand.
Yeah. But that sees it out.
That's Joe Richards, guys. He gets the solitary vote. Brother, you wanna give us the conclusion for the show?
Yeah, well, we'll redo the People's Champ. So your Nick Daicos with the 5 votes. 4 votes was Jamie Elliott. 3 votes was Darcy Cameron. Was it?
Yep, correct.
2 votes to Goey. Richards with the final vote. Great to see a young up and player like Richards finding his feet and can round out that one People's Champ vote. Tomorrow, boys, season review of the game. Anthony will be doing that. Moving the Magnets on Thursday, and then Saturday 4:35 Hawthorn game. You got the pre-game and post-game show. Definitely going to be one to tune into the pre-game, get the insights, listen to what Champs has got to say. provide you with some good perspective on what to look out for going into the game and how we beat the Hawthorn side that are coming and played a good game on the weekend. Then we'll get into the people's favourite post-game show as well with all the fan cams. Manny will be about, Mick, the music dude, will be cutting about, and hopefully Jim of the Jimbos will be joining us as well.
Maybe Jim of the Jimbos.
And don't forget Boomer, our favourite talking magpie.
Can't wait.
Can't wait. All right, thanks guys for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Garlic, man.
Galvanito, 70.